Can you see me?
Yes, I see.
Okay, so
Okay.
how are you today?
I'm good. I'm
I,
good today.
oh, of course, this is late, but Happy New Year.
Thank you. But the audio is noisy.
I see. Let me just see. Can you hear now?
I hear loudly, but it has some noise.
I see. Let me see if I can fix it. Wait for me a bit. Okay, how about now? Is
It,
it okay?
it's better.
All
Mm.
right. So it's been a long time, right?
Yeah, long time no see. Mm.
Of course, now we will have to use Skype because the Zoom has some problem with what we are using right now. Of course, for me, I don't use Skype very often, so sometimes mine might be lagging or it might not work properly. What
Mm.
about you?
It's okay. I see, and I think this is just the way to connect. It's it's okay.
Okay, thank you for being understanding. So let me share the screen for today. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, so for today we will continue where we left off last time. We are at the lesson of transportation. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So last time we talked about booking travel services, and also we finished understanding the announcement from the airport. These are all very familiar to you, right?
Yeah.
So for today, we will continue with this one. Okay.
It's
Oh,
how can I open full screen because the sky is just a window is too small.
uh, um, for me, it's full screen. Maybe you can try to see if they have the option.
Hmm. Because the button to click to full screen right now in invisible. Just
Uh,
X and minimum the icon to open maximum this appear.
I see. Uh, let me see if my sharing again may help. Let's see. Oh, so can you see better now?
uh, the same.
Uh, I think this is for personal setting. So maybe when you go home, you can try to see if anything can change from it.
Yeah, I see the enter full screen right here. Okay, in
Yes.
the view and I select enter full screen. Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's get into for today. We will get to lesson four. Oh, can you see me? Because right now, I think the camera is on the desk.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I see you now. So for our goal today, we will get into describing transportation problem. Of course, these are all very common problems. For example, when you go on a train or when you go on a plane, how do you feel? Like, do you have motion sickness, or maybe the problem comes from like the engines of the plane?
In the past, sometime when I go the bus, the big van, and I feeling vomit when I go a long way. But
Nice.
when I go to American, I drive in often, so right now is everything good.
Uh-huh. So when we talk about, let's say, you feel like vomiting or you feel sick, usually
Yeah.
you just say that you feel sick, you don't feel well, or one way to say it is that you have motion sickness. Motion sickness, let me write it down here.
Motion sickness.
Yeah. Oh, here's it. This one. Of course, most people don't really use motion sickness when talking in reality, like in conversation. They usually say, I feel sick or I don't feel good, like that, right?
Hmm.
But if we were to to categorize it, to group it, to understand it, what it's about, you can call it motion sickness.
Motion sickness. Yeah. When go to in on the ship, yeah, feeling motion sickness.
Okay, can you see?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, so in this one, these are the problems that is similar to motion sickness, or it can be coming from the services of the place. It can be from the mechanical problems. So let's get into our vocabulary. Do you see it?
Hmm. Yeah, I see.
So transportation problems. The first one, can you read it for me? This one.
First one is we had an accident.
Very good. Number
Uh,
two.
we had mechanical problems.
Very nice. This one.
We missed our train.
Hmm. This one.
We got bumped from the flight.
So one more time, you can just say it as we got bumped from the flight.
Bumped.
Yes,
Uh,
correct.
yeah, we got bumped from the flight.
And the last one,
We got seasick.
very good. So as I said before, these are all very common problems. Uh, let's say the first one, have you ever had an accident when you drive?
Mm, um, just motorbike in Vietnam. In
Hmm.
Vietnam, I have accident in by motorbike.
Really? What happened?
Uh, the cat go uh, across the road,
Hmm.
and I hit him.
Oh, so were you hurt?
Yeah, I hurt in my left.
Ah, I see.
Yeah,
But
just
it's
outside, just the skin.
that's
Uh,
thank God. That's good. That's good. Okay, so the second one, mechanical problems. It can be from the engines. Of
mm,
course, it can be from a plane or a car, any types of transportation. So, has it ever happened, or have you seen it happen?
I had a mechanical problem with my car when I drive
Mhm.
from Oklahoma State to the Georgia State. It is very long way, so it it took it took about 12 hours to go to from Oklahoma to Georgia. So when in the middle, um, the mechanic, the mechanical, the is too hot. The engine too hot, so
Mhm.
it out of power this doesn't work. So I have to fix. I have to wait for caller and ask some people fix,
I see.
and
So
then
it
yeah,
takes long?
yeah.
I see. All right. So the next one is missing trains. Of course, this happen when maybe you are late, or sometimes you just have a certain different times. So, have you ever been late to a train or a airplane to catch an
Yeah,
airplane or train?
of course. I think everybody at least one time missed a train or an airplane. I had one time I missed the airplane when I go there on time, but that means the gate closed. They have to close the gate before the flight check up at least 15 minutes. But I go there to very near the time to check up, so they close.
I see. So, in the end, you have to, did you have to buy another ticket?
Yeah, they change. They I go to the assistant the customer service to tell about my problem, and they change they change for me another flight but next day, the same hour, the same time, but next day.
I see. That's good. Of course. Oh, of course, this can also be similar to the next problem. Got bumped from the flight. This one. So this one is different. Uh, like for example, before you talk about being late to the airplane, so the employee they helped you with another one, right?
Hmm.
But with this one, when you got bumped from the flight, it basically means your ticket or your seat is canceled, and now you don't have any seats anymore, even if you are late or not.
Mm, we got bumped from the flight. That
Yes.
means the system problem are we have the ticket, but the seat not anymore.
Yes. So
Yeah.
sometimes when you got bumped from the flight, maybe because the plane is too crowded, or maybe the flight is already canceled. So now you have the ticket, you are not late, but you still cannot go anywhere.
Hmm. Yeah, I see.
So, have this ever happened to any to you or your friends?
This happened for my family at when the first time my family go to the America to travel, and they cancel when
Oh,
we arrive to the gate before take off. Uh, I don't know what happened with the airplane. Maybe mechanical problem or something. They cancel, and they reschedule another flight in the next day, but they let everybody go to the hotel. They pay everything, and we have to wait and sleep in one night, and the next day we start.
I see. So you have to spend more money, right?
Yeah, don't have, they pay all because this is their mistake.
I see. So of course, sometimes when most of the time this is their mistake. So you can also ask for compensation.
Hmm.
So the next one we have is we got seasick. Now, this is the same as being having motion sickness or feeling sick, right?
Yeah.
Feeling well. In here is seasick, but this can also happen like you feel sick, you feel like vomiting on the car or on the bus or on the plane. This happened a lot, right?
Yeah, but when I go to on the ship, I almost the time I will feeling seasick. I had this feeling. I had this feeling.
Really?
Yeah, because this when go to on the ship, you feeling flower. And
See, for me, I don't go on boats or cruises that much, and so I only have seasick only once.
uh
But with somebody when they already gone a long time, like for example, maybe you, do you feel seasick often?
yeah, when I go to by boat from the to go to the island,
Mm-hmm.
sometime in sometime Phú Quốc or something, they bring from the boat, and I always feel seasick.
Ah, I see.
But the crew are the big boat is no problem.
Ah, that's great.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you have seasick or motion sickness, you usually have to, for me, I always prepare pills, like medicine, pills, or
Ah.
uh, or maybe some ways like having bread or having uh, say orange peel. Well, do
Hmm.
you have to do that?
Yeah. When I have pill, that's very okay. And but you will feeling sleeping.
Ah, oh,
Yeah.
you will feel.
Yeah. You will feel sleeping
That's
when
right.
you got a pill.
That's true. But that's a good thing, right? You don't feel anything.
Yeah.
All right. So before we move on, I will let you listen to the audio one more time, and then we will move on to the next exercise. Is that okay?
Okay. I can hear that.
Mm, yeah, really? You can't hear?
Yeah.
Let me try again. Maybe there's some problem. Uh, okay, let me see again.
We had an accident.
We had mechanical problems.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. I hear.
We missed our train.
We got bumped from the flight.
We got seasick.
Now listen again and repeat in the pauses.
We had an accident.
We had an accident.
We had mechanical problems.
We had mechanical problems.
Good.
We missed our train.
Without a train. Without train.
We got bumped from the flight.
We got bumped from the flight. Flight. Flight.
We got seasick.
We got seasick.
Very good. Oh, with the final one, seas, of course, you can use it for many situations. Seasick is when you go on boats or cruises. You can also say car sick or airsick based on the situation.
Car sick. Air sick. Okay.
So now let's come to the next exercise. Now in here, you will listen to see the problems. of the statement. Oh, you will listen and complete each statement with the vocabulary we just had before. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen and complete each statement with the vocabulary. Conversation 1.
You'll never believe what happened on our holiday.
What?
Well, we took this great cruise, but the weather was really bad. The sea was so rough, it was even hard to walk.
Oh no, what bad luck. Well, was the food good at least?
Food? Are you kidding? We couldn't eat a thing. We felt awful.
Conversation 2.
How was the trip with your family?
It ended well, but it started badly.
What do you mean?
Well, the airport limo hit a bus.
Did anyone get hurt?
No, but it was really scary.
Conversation 3.
How was your trip?
Pretty good, except for one thing.
What was that?
Well, they overbooked our flight and we couldn't get on.
What do you mean they overbooked your flight? You had tickets, didn't you?
Yes, but so did 200 other people. There were only 110 seats on the plane.
Oh no, so what happened?
Well, it turned out okay. They put us on a later flight, but we got in too late for the party.
Conversation 4.
What time does your parents' train arrive?
Well, it was supposed to arrive at 5, but they called to say it was late.
How come? What happened?
I'm not sure. Something about the doors on the train. I think they wouldn't close, but they fixed it. They're just late.
Conversation 5.
What are you doing home?
There was a ton of traffic, and we got to the airport 5 minutes late. Unfortunately, the flight left on time.
Well, that was bad luck. Most flights leave late. What are you gonna do?
It's okay. We're going to take the first flight out in the morning.
Okay. So, do you need to listen one more time?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me get this on.
Listen and complete each statement with the vocabulary. Conversation 1.
You'll never believe what happened on our holiday.
What?
Well, we took this great cruise, but the weather was really bad. The sea was so rough, it was even hard to walk.
Oh no, what bad luck. Well, was the food good at least?
Food? Are you kidding? We couldn't eat a thing. We felt awful.
Conversation 2.
How was the trip with your family?
It ended well, but it started badly.
What do you mean?
Well, the airport limo hit a bus.
Did anyone get hurt?
No, but it was really scary.
Conversation 3.
How was your trip?
Pretty good, except for one thing.
What was that?
Well, they overbooked our flight and we couldn't get on.
What do you mean they overbooked your flight? You had tickets, didn't you?
Yes, but so did 200 other people. There were only 110 seats on the plane.
Oh no, so what happened?
Well, it turned out okay. They put us on a later flight, but we got in too late for the party.
Conversation 4.
What time does your parents' train arrive?
Well, it was supposed to arrive at 5, but they called to say it was late.
How come? What happened?
I'm not sure. Something about the doors on the train. I think they wouldn't close, but they fixed it. They're just late.
Conversation 5.
What are you doing home?
There was a ton of traffic, and we got to the airport 5 minutes late. Unfortunately, the flight left on time.
Well, that was bad luck. Most flights leave late. What are you gonna do?
It's okay. We're going to take the first flight out in the morning.
Okay. All right. So, let's get into our answer here. Now, I will write the answer on the side. Let's start with number 1. So, what is the problems here?
I can hear the number one. Tell about the food or something.
Okay. So number 1, let's see. So number 1, they say this one. They do talk about food. Food is the last part in here.
Food? Are you kidding? We couldn't eat a thing. We felt awful.
So The sentence that is needed for us to understand the answer is right here.
Well, we took this great cruise, but the weather was really bad. The sea was so rough, it was even hard to walk.
The sea was so rough, it was even hard to walk. So you can say that they have seasick. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so number one, seasick. Let me write it down here. So they have seasick. Or they got seasick is also okay. Okay, next one.
The next one is they got an accident.
That's right, very good. So the sentence we understand here is this.
What do you mean?
Well, the airport limo hit a bus.
Did any...
The airport limo hit a bus. So in here is an accident, right? Okay. And number three?
Number three is bump. Yeah, overbooked.
So they got bumped, right?
Yeah, bump.
So in here they say this.
Well, they overbooked our flight and we couldn't get on.
What do you mean they overbooked your flight? You had tickets, didn't you?
Yeah.
So they overbooked the flight. So they got bumped from the flight. Okay, and next one, number four.
Number four is mechanical problems. The door is cannot.
Very good. So in here you can say they had mechanical problem. So what happened here?
The door cannot close.
The door cannot close. They cannot close the door, right? In here.
I'm not sure. Something about the doors on the train. I think they wouldn't close, but they fixed it.
Okay. So they had mechanical problem. And the final one, number five.
Miss the flight.
In here it's very simple. They say this.
There was a ton of traffic, and we got to the airport 5 minutes late.
We got to the airport 5 minutes late. So, unfortunately, the flight left on time. In this case, is missing the flight. Oh, and by the way, one thing to be to take notes of is that most of this happened during the past. So when you say this in full sentences, you also have to change the tenses as well. Like they got seasick, they got bumped, they had, they missed, right? You see it here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, I see.
Okay, so. Okay, so in this one, from all of the vocabulary and everything we just listened, is there any question or somewhere you don't understand?
Yes, I got it all.
Very good. Okay, so let me get this off. All right, now let's come to the reading part. Most of what we just had before is preparation for the reading down here. So let me zoom in better. Here you go. Can you see clearly?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So let's start with this one. Okay, we will have it part to part. I want you to read from here first. We will look into this one. This. You see?
Read.
Yes.
Okay. As most travelers know, airlines commonly overbook flights because the late and predictable number of no-shows. People who have reservations but don't show up for the flight overbook have airline limits the number of empty seats on their flights. However, if a flight is overbooked, some passenger with confirmed reservation have to get off the plane.
Okay, so one more time, some words we can look into here. The first one, let's see, large and predictable number of no-shows. This one, can you read again?
Large and predictable number of no-shows.
So predictable.
Predictable.
No, predictable. The T and the A is together. So predictable.
Predictable.
Very good. That's right. So no-show here, they have the meaning right after, is people who have reservation but don't show up for the flight. Reservation.
Yeah, no-shows.
So overbooking help airlines limit the number of empty seats. So this one is actually an E, not a C. So seats.
Seats.
Very good. That's right. So, however, if a flight is overbooked, some passenger would confirm. This one, you can just say it normally. However, the ED sound here will be a D. So confirmed.
Confirmed.
Yes.
Confirmed.
Reservation, how to get off the plane. So, in this part, can you tell me the main idea of this one?
The main idea, I plan the general situation here overbooked.
That's right. Very good.
Yeah.
So we have like the general situation of being of the airline overbooking. But we also have understanding about no-shows, right?
Yeah.
So the situation is that with the overbooking and the no-shows like this, some people will be bumped, right?
Yeah.
So in this one, we will look into the next part to see maybe the benefit of getting bumped. So, any question for the first part?
Overbook. And let me. That means they allow for overbook. So because they think some people know so if everybody show up, that means some people will bump.
That's true. In here, sometimes the information here can be old, but no-show can be one situation. However, even if you have the tickets, you have the confirmation email, but if flight doesn't have enough passenger, you still got bumped. You still get bumped. Like they don't sell tickets, you still cannot go, right?
Yeah. I see.
So that is just one side. In here we have this word commonly. Commonly, I think is quite good if you want to talk about a situation that happens a lot. Like this one. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So that is one word we can use in normal situation, normal conversation. Now, any other question?
No.
Okay, so let's continue with the next one in here to here.
Okay. Getting bumped isn't always a bad thing. However, the growing number of passengers who feel lucky if their flight is overbooked. Why? Because airlines have to provide bumped passengers with cash, free flight, hotels, and a meal to compensate 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 them for their inconvenience.
Okay, so in this one is basically about how the airline paid them back if they get bumped, right?
Yeah.
So some words here we can pronounce again. Let's see. Oh, by the way, remember sometimes with the S sound, we have to say it very clearly. Like getting bumped isn't always. If you don't feel,
Always.
yes, but sometimes you can say always, always a bad thing. So you see the connecting between the S and the A in here.
Always.
Yes, correct.
Always.
So there is, oh, this one too. Remember to pronounce the is sound here. There is a growing
Is.
number of passenger. Can you say this again?
There is a growing number of passengers.
There is a growing number of passengers.
Passenger.
Yes. So passengers, the S sound is soft, normal. No need to stretch it. No need to stretch is or stress it.
Passengers.
Yes, correct. So airlines have to provide bumped passenger with cash, free flight, hotel, and or meals to compensate. So the stress is at the third one. Compensate.
Compensate.
Yes.
Compensate.
Even when in the noun form you have compensation. So
Yeah.
the sound is still before the shin.
Compensate.
So usually with nouns that or words that has shin behind it, usually the stress is at the before the shin.
Compensation.
So in this one, let's see. Is it true in real life?
Yes, I have one time.
So you get compensation in what way?
They let me in the hotel and free the food.
Oh, so they have. Do they compensate you with money?
Yeah, they return the money back. Just amount, not at all. Just just compensate.
So for compensation, to compensate, they have maybe 70%, right?
Yeah.
Of course, in here they also have to take care of things like hotels, meals, for all of the inconvenience. So this one is basically the benefit. Okay.
Yeah.
So any question for this one?
Okay.
Okay. So let's come to the next part. Let me see if I zoom in correct. Wait for me. Okay. All right. So let's read the next part. This one. Do you see?
Yes, I have the question.
Yes.
sometimes you have the reason, you have the important thing to do, but when you bump, you miss the meeting or some change very important. How can they evaluation and make the compensation?
Well, actually, they have it in the term of services, but the problem is that term of services is usually very long, and it's also quite hard to see over the law because this has a lot to do with laws and the order as well. So you have to read along. So that's why they got. So that's why when they compensate you, most of most of the customer actually got less than they should be. For example, you for your compensation you have like $1,000. Let's say they had to compensate you for $1,000, but you don't know this because people don't read the term of services. So most of you would agree like, let's say, we will compensate you with $200 and meals and tickets or a flight to this. And people would agree because they don't know that that is too little.
Yeah, I know some. I have one time they ask some people. They say we have overbooked. Maybe boom 3G6. So they ask somebody, and we can do, and somebody no rush. So they can receive some money and they agree. But some people they say, hey, I cannot. I have the important meeting, so they can change the deal. But sometimes they don't ask. They just say you have to.
That's right. Sometimes they will ask like, if you want to go now, we can take you, so they can have the people that they can have the less money to compensate. They don't have to compensate as much, but of course some customer they are smart, so they know that I will have at least this much money for compensation, and you will have to do this for me, so they will not take that offer. Just sometimes. But of course, in America, I think if you go on popular airlines, let's say you are late or they are late. Let's say they don't inform you at least 4 hours before. They will have to compensate you for at least more than $1,000, or at least twice the amount of the plane ticket that you have. But people don't know this because the term of services is very long. You have to find it very lot. You have to find it a line before you see it. Okay, so let's come to the next one in here. Can you see it?
Okay. In fact, airlines usually ask for volunteers to get up and overbook fly in exchange for due purse. And many passengers say sure and happily decline. Some people even make a habit of choosing flights that are likely to be overbooked just so they can volunteer.
Okay, so this one is what we just talked before, right? This one is about passenger. They volunteer to go on flight because they know they have compensation.
Yeah.
Of course, as I said before, when people ask volunteers, they usually say this to pay less money. Okay. Oh, so in here we have this one. Airlines usually ask for volunteers to get off an overbooked flight in exchange for those perks. So we have perks here. What does perks mean? This one.
Yeah.
So in the context of the reading, perks is basically this, cash, free flight, all the compensation thing. In real life, you can perks is quite good to use. I think I see a lot of people use it in normal conversation. I think you have heard it too and use it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So perks in real life is basically the same as benefit, right?
Yeah, benefit.
So in here, they may say that many passengers say sure and happily deplane. Deplane, basically go off the plane. Some people even make a habit of choosing flights that are likely to be overbooked because they can volunteer to have conversation.
Yeah.
So, do you think this is a good way?
Yes, this is a good way.
Mm-hmm. So, if someone asked you to, or if let's say the flight attendant, they told you to go off the plane to volunteer because they are overbooked, would you do it?
Yeah, I will.
So in this one, I think it's a good way to have benefits if you are not in a rush, right?
Yeah. When I go along, then not rush the work or something, so I can volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
I will receive some benefit, and I want to use this service.
That's
why.
true. So, any question for this part?
No.
Okay. So this part I think is quite easy to understand because all of this happened in real life as well. So it's all situation you have done before, right?
Yeah.
So let us get to the next part. Okay. So the next one is not about getting bumped, but this one is accident. So okay, let's read the first part here. Can you read it?
Mm-hmm. The Bedford Hill. Last night, Edward Carter, 43, of White Plains, told police that his car global positioning system (GPS) instructed him to make a wrong turn directly onto the train track in Bedford Hill. When he turned it, his car became stuck on the track, and he had to abandon the car.
Okay, that's good. So some words here we have this one abandon.
Abandon.
Yes.
Abandon.
So you pronounce this the way you see it. Abandon.
Abandon.
Okay, good. And remember the S sound. So last night we hear the S sound is prominent. So last night, Edward Carter, 43, of White Plains told police. Police. Very good. That his car's global GPS instructed him to make a wrong turn directly onto the train tracks in Bedford Hills. So, can you tell me the main idea of this part? So what happened here?
Is when the man tried the car and turned near to the track. So when he turned, the car stuck in the track.
So he had an accident, right?
Yeah.
So in this one we have a GPS, or sometimes he will use Google Maps, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now this is just one situation, but has it happened to you? Like for example, the GPS or Google Map, they show you wrong direction and you turn a wrong way?
Yeah, every day. Because
Really?
because when you drive on the highway in America, the highway have a lot of exits.
Mm.
For example, 3 exits, and we when we turn, we have to hear or we have to look the side on the street. So uh, it's a very hard to to know this way is right, because this is the first time you go, you will confuse this way is right and wrong.
I see. No
Because
one.
you have to write and you have to hear and you have to see the same time.
I see. No wonder everybody in America is very good at driving. I cannot do that.
Yeah.
So, in this one is very straightforward. They introduce an accident to us. Now, let's move out. By the way, do you have any question for this part? Anywhere you don't understand?
Mm. He had to abandon that. What does it?
Oh, abandon is basically mean to leave something.
Leave
Yeah.
leave up.
No. Leave. Like you get out. In here, abandon means you get rid of, you get out of the car.
Okay.
So let me get this here. Abandon, in short, is basically the same thing as to leave something. But leave and abandon is quite the same. But abandon is a bit harsh. Is because you can also search it in Vietnamese, because abandon means you completely leave something. Yeah, you don't want it anymore. Okay.
Completely get out something.
So we will continue with the next one, this one, before we move on.
Okay. In a statement to the police, the man said he was driving north with his son on the Sawmill Parkway at about 8 p.m. They planned to go to restaurant on the route 117.
Okay, good. So we have the map right here if you want to see, right here. This is basically a short version of the situation, statement to the police after all. Okay, so in here, there's nothing much to this. Any words that you don't understand?
No. Easy.
So, let's see. Because this is the last one, so can you tell me the way they go here? The man said he was driving north with his son on Sawmill Parkway at about 8 p.m. So this is, you see it?
The Sawmill Parkway.
The map.
Yeah.
And this is the place they are planning to go. They plan to go to the restaurant here, this one.
Yeah.
So, have you ever given a statement to the police?
No.
So because this is the last one, I think we will leave it here, and the rest of the reading part we will finish next time. Is that okay? Okay. So for today, we talk a bit about the problems of transportation. We talk about the situation from a flight. So anything you don't understand or any question you have for the lesson?
No, I got it all.
Okay. In that case, we will move up. Sorry. In that case, we will finish here. So, do you want to keep on continuing with Skype next time, or do you want to go back to Zoom?
That's okay. The sky, okay. This depends to you. Yeah, it's you want feeling comfortable for which one is okay.
To be fair, Zoom is very comfortable because it caters to teachers and it is helpful for the student as well. But with Zoom, it's restricted. We only have 40 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
So I think we will continue with Skype from now on. If there's any problems with my Skype or my connection with the Skype app, we will move on to Zoom. However, there will be some, after 40 minutes, we will have to end the lesson.
Yeah, no problem.
Is that okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Okay.
Have a nice
Goodbye.
day.
Bye-bye.